Hello and welcome to the Brand and Flow podcast. I'm your host and guide, Kru Romar, and in this podcast, we'll talk about how you can transform your business into a brand your customers won't be able to resist, as you will get to know how to stand out, attract the right people, and stay in their mind by creating a feeling, an experience, a strong reputation for your business. With our weekly episodes, we want to turn you into a brand leader for you to know which actions you need to take to build and grow your brand consistently and passionately. So are you ready to brand and flow to make your business grow? Let's go. Great that you tuned in for the 8th episode of the Brand and Flow podcast. Today we'll talk about the 7 steps for you to become a brand leader. Now, the reason why you should focus on becoming your brand leader is because you're currently already managing your brand. You're defining your brand. You're expressing your business out, which shapes the perceptions of the people that interact with your business. So there is a brand, but in order for you to achieve a great position in the market and to stay in people's mind, to be the brand that leads, you need to lead that brand. And that's why you have to become a brand leader. You have to have the power to understand what you want to express. You need to know the actions that you need to take, and you need to be able to express your business out to the world consistently and passionately. And that's your responsibility, and you have that power. You might just have to work on a few things to gain more confidence and be able to stand there and express your business out to the world, attracting your dream customers to your business, making them buy your products or services, making them stay engaged and connected with your business. Everything you do, every action you take, brings you closer to your goals. So are you ready to go deeper into the 7 steps that you need to focus on to become your brand leader? Let's start. So the first step is believe. It all starts with you. You need to believe in the idea that you are able to build and grow a profitable business. You need to believe in the idea that you want to express out to the world. You have that idea. Currently, you might have many ideas. But you need to really understand what is the core, the reason why you're building your business. You need to be clear about what you want to express, what you want to offer. So in order for you to express your business out and to sell your products or your services and to connect with your customers, you need to believe in that first. Because if you don't believe, how do you expect your customers to believe in it? And I honestly want to say that nobody is able to teach you how to believe if you internally don't believe it. Of course, you can be guided and coached to gain back that confidence, but you need to believe in yourself first. Back up your idea, back up your passion, fuel it, own that space and believe in it. You can do it if you just know that you can do it. And in order for you to do it, you need to be ready to invest your money and your time into building and growing it. You need to be able to always grow, to learn, to get coached, to accept certain opinions that might not fit to your current opinion. You need to understand to build a network of people that might support you in building and growing your business, as well as helping you to stay passionate and motivated. It's all in your hands. But for me, it all starts with a belief. Because no matter how much money you would spend and invest in your business, if you don't feel it, it won't have the outcome that you're looking for, the result that you're aiming for. That's what I believe. Now that you believe in that idea, and I'm sure you do, you need to learn how to think strategically. The second step is strategic thinking. Strategic thinking is so important because it helps you to focus and to put every action that you're taking into a certain result that you're aiming for. A strategy is a long-term plan. And in order for you to think strategically, you need to ask and answer the right questions to come to your solutions. You need to be ready to dig deeper and not just swim on the surface. You might not need to understand every detail from the beginning. And I think that you cannot understand everything, but you need to train yourself to look at the factors that influence your business success. You need to be able to define elements, factors that have an influence on your business success and how to focus on them, how to find out and track them, and how to analyze them and use them in your favor. Listen, it's all about influencing. If you have a business idea, if you set up your business strategy, your goal is to influence other people to believe in the idea that you want to express out to the world. I'm calling it an idea because it all started with you thinking about a certain way to improve people's lives, to, have a positive impact in their life. All these things that were implied in your idea, you just need to make sure that people understand it and don't think that you are only trying to make profit from it, right? You need to find your tribe. They need to find you. And that's the important part about branding. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to connect. We're trying to find the right people. So strategic thinking is a big part in that. And you need to train yourself to think strategically. So whenever you have a thought that comes up to your mind, you need to be able to put it in a certain system to find out where it belongs, if it's in favor for the strategy that you're following or not, if it's something that you can give a try afterwards, or if it doesn't fit at all. You need to decide, because not being able to decide certain actions, not being able to define and, get deeper into certain elements that might grow your brand will make you just confused. And we don't want you to be confused. There are so many opportunities, but you need to decide what kind of opportunity you will use. And this opportunity will open other opportunities. What I'm trying to tell you is that you need to focus. You need to link every thought, every idea that comes up in the journey of building your brand to the main goal, to the main aim you're trying to achieve. And if it doesn't lead you forward, you should not consider it. And thinking strategically means as well that you know where you are and where you're aiming to go. And that's why every decision needs to be based on the big aim that you have. Listen, sometimes we tend to get emotional about the decisions we take for our businesses, but we shouldn't be emotional in this. We should look at the facts. This business might be our business, but it's not able to survive if we just think out of our perspective. We're trying to attract certain dream customers to our business. That's something we have the power to influence on. We have the power to attract certain people to our business. We have the power to shape the perceptions others have about our business. But we need to make sure that our opinion in this case as business owners is less relevant. I don't want to say it's not relevant at all, because it always depends, but your main focus is the customer. And strategic thinking will help you to focus on the customer and on the aim you're trying to achieve. So the third step of becoming a brand leader is to define the ideas you have in your mind and the actions you need to take. How do you want to make sure that people will understand what your business represents? How do you want to make sure for you to know what your business represents, what you want to offer, why people should choose your business? You need to be ready to get deep into the details. As they say, get your arm sleeves up or something like that. So get ready to go into the details. Get ready to maybe get away from the idea you had in the first place. Get ready to get clear in what you're trying to achieve, what you're trying to offer, what you're trying to be perceived as. And understand that everything you do is shaped by the response of others. Because if you just stand there and think that this idea is the best and I'll just push it out and nobody will buy it, then you're not owning a business. It's just an expensive hobby where you might be wasting your time and money on. Not might be, you are. So in the definition phase, you need to really understand that this is not something that is done within an hour. You cannot define your whole brand and everything in an hour. This needs several steps. You need to get creative in this. You need to get other people's opinion into this. You need to do research into whom you're really trying to attract to your business. Who are your competitors? What are they offering? And this needs to be done more than once. You need to keep it on track, right? But in order to keep it on track, you need to define the foundation first and then build up on top of it. And then have a rhythm of really understanding what's going on and redefining things. Be precise and focus. Again, being focused is so important for all of us. I'm sure you have those days where you want to finish certain tasks and then you might end up and you're like, I did this and that, but I feel it's like I didn't achieve what I was aiming for. Well, if we don't focus on a certain task and if we're trying to do several tasks at once, this is the output. This is the result. So being focused is really mandatory. It's important for us to achieve our goals. The fourth step for you to become a brand leader is to decide. We talked about it already. And I always say it. Did you know that in the word decide, there is the word side at the end, right? Which comes from the Latin and which means to kill or eliminate. So we need to decide, again, so that we're able to focus, so we're able to know how to move forward. We need to eliminate other factors, other ideas, other actions. We need to decide. And you're the one who has to be able to decide. This starts with you knowing how you want to position yourself, whom you want to serve. We talked about it in the defining phase, right? But now we need to decide. While we were defining, we still had maybe some options, but now we need to decide on a path. And you have that power to decide. Sometimes it might feel risky. Sometimes it might feel like you don't know because you never tried it. But you need to decide, and you need to base your decisions on facts. And this should take away a bit of the risk. But owning your business is always risky. You always need to be able to adopt, to see changes, and to move forward and to grow. That's why the first step, remember, was mindset. We need to grow into this. And we cannot expect it to be perfect in a way or anything. There's nothing perfect, but there's growth. There is a journey that you're going and that you're walking. And you don't become a brand leader immediately, but you have the power of becoming a brand leader. Your experiences will shape how good you are as a brand leader, but you have the power as a brand leader. And I want you to always remind yourself that. The fourth step is, after you decided, you need to plan it. You need to be able to plan the actions that you need to take. Which actions you will take in a certain time. Which actions you want to take in a certain time, and what are the results you're expecting? Who needs to be involved? What kind of investments have to be taken? How much time is needed for you to execute or organize everything that you're planning? And how long will you try certain things and do a checkup on the results? You're planning the input and you have to plan the output as well. And based on that, you need to build, right? So you need to be able to plan. And this needs a skill of organization. You need to be organized. Nobody's perfectly organized. I mean, there might be some people, but even me, I'm not. But at least you need to plan the whole frame so you don't get overwhelmed, so you don't get confused in everything. So planning is a big skill as well for you as a brand leader. How do you want your customers to experience your brand? How do you want to make sure that they stay connected with your brand? What are you planning to do to keep your brand image recognized, to create brand awareness? All these things need to be planned step by step. You need to find out your customer journey and you need to plan the steps to turn a lead into a loyal customer. The sixth step, and from my point of view, the most important one, is execution. You have to take action. Without action, there's nothing to analyze, check, or, there's no result. You need to be ready to take action. And if you did the other steps, you are fired to take action. You're even fired throughout the journey to take action. And you should take actions. Stay consistent and fuel yourself with this energy and passion and confidence that you gained throughout the other steps, right? You got this. Will there be mistakes? For sure. Will you learn from these mistakes? For sure. It's an experience that you're gaining. I think failure should be seen as something positive. That's how we grew in life. That's how we grew up as children. We did mistakes. We learned from them. The first time we tried to walk, we fell several times. We stood more stable. We found out how to move forward. In school, the same thing. University, the same thing. If you went to university or if you had a corporate job, it's all experiences that we're learning from and they belong to our life. Same for your business, same for your brand. You might realize and you might try certain things. I want to tell you this, right? A strategy includes trials. You will find out what your customers like and not like. You need to try it. So take action. And the reason why I think that you should become your brand leader as well, and you should have that power, and you should not hand over your brand success and that power to somebody else that is telling you what to do and not to do is simply because no brand book, no brand guidelines, no PDF document will help you further if you don't know how to take action with it. You will not sell if you don't take action. If you don't know how to take action, this will just lead into this vicious circle of failure. But in this case, it's a failure that might lead into you ending your business. And that's definitely not what we want. That's why I want you to gain that power. And knowledge is your power. Experience is your power. Knowing what to focus on is your power. And you can become your own brand leader. You can. With the right knowledge, you can. And I know that you will. So if we take an action, we need to definitely analyze our actions as well, right? And that's the 7th step in becoming a brand leader. You need to be ready and able to always analyze everything that you do. You need to make sure that the action that you're taking is bringing you to the goal that you're aiming for, is bringing you the results. No matter if this is sales, awareness, getting new leads, it needs to have a result. There needs to be an output. There needs to be something. And here you need to take several elements into account. Your marketplace, your competitors, your customers, your channels, and of course, the financials of your business. You need to be able to analyze all of them and look at them from a perspective where you're able to see that certain things don't work and adjust them. And if certain things work, dig deeper into them. And the reason why you need to focus on all these elements is because they're all connected. And if you look only on your customers, but not on your competitors, you might see that you're getting less leads, but you might not see that your competitors offering something similar to you, right? Be always ready to know the strengths and the weaknesses that you have, and be always ready to adjust your strategy and to manage your brand through changes. Know how to troubleshoot your branding issues. Know on which KPIs you need to focus on certain actions that you planned before, right? Trust me, it sounds a lot, but it's simply knowing what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, you're stepping in the dark. Stepping in the dark will lead to you being overwhelmed and confused. I'm not saying that owning a business is never overwhelming. Every time you grow out of your comfort zone, every time you need to grow your business, it's overwhelming. It's something new. But if you don't have a thought before you take an action, you're just doing any action without knowing what the result will be, without at least expecting a certain result that you were aiming for, which will not lead to stability in your business. And again, I want to say that don't hand over your brand success to somebody else. Your brand success shouldn't be a personal preference of somebody else. It should be based on facts. It should be based on processes. It should be based on tools that are used. It should be based on knowledge that is handed over to you, so you're clear about it. There are so many factors that play a role, but what's most important is that you know it, because you will hire a team, you will outsource certain tasks, you will have to take actions and let others know about their actions and responsibilities. And if you're not clear about it, it will be pretty tough for you. But you will be clear because you tuned in into the 7 steps of becoming a brand leader, which already says so much about you. And you can become your own brand leader if you believe in the idea, if you believe in building your own profitable business, if you start to think strategically, if you're ready to define whom you're trying to attract, who your competitors are, and what you really want to express out to the world, what do you want to represent? If you're ready to decide on the path that you're trying to go with your business, if you're ready to plan the actions to achieve your goals, if you're ready to execute and take action, and if you're ready to analyze every action and adjust it. And this journey is always there. The 7 steps should be always included, and you can rock it. I hope that this episode gave you an insight about what you really can do and gave you the passion of knowing that you can do it. If you just take a moment and write down all the things that are in your mind and start the journey of getting more clear about it and defining the actions and everything, you can do it. And if you need any support, a good leader will know whom to ask for support as well. And I told you about building your network and making sure that you get in contact with people that will support you in your business success. This is fundamental for everyone We all need help to grow. We all need to know where we get the information, how we'll execute the information that we gained, how we'll move forward. We need to have tips to grow throughout our journey. We cannot do it by ourselves. And you don't have to do it by yourselves. That's the beauty. So thank you for tuning in for the 8th episode of the Brand and Flow podcast. I hope you feel motivated and passionate now to achieve your brand growth. And I hope to see you in the next episode of the Brand and Flow podcast. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode and it was helpful for you. To provide you more insights and tips, I need your feedback. So please rate or leave a review. Connect with me. And if you know a passionate entrepreneur who would benefit from this episode, share it with them so we can grow together. Can't wait to have you back in the next episode of the Brand and Flow podcast. Until then, don't forget, if you brand and flow, your business will grow.